All right, good morning, and I hope everybody had a good Memorial today, Memorial Day. For those of you who are veterans, thank you for your service. Today, we're going to be talking about a few topics that I've been wanting to bring up. This will not be about Section 8 consulting, okay? It's just a background. We're going to talk about is the cat rescue I did this weekend. We're going to be talking about a new YouTube channel that I've been considering for a while. For those of you who are pet lovers, and we're going to be talking about payment plans and some other things. So, as y'all may know, this weekend, well, for those of you that don't know anything, I have 19 cats. All are rescues. All have been abused or abandoned and other issues. This weekend, I was apprised of a situation where some people owned a cat, comes from a meth house, went down there, took care of that, got the cat. Cat's in bad condition. Today we got it to the vet, her to the vet. I think this cat is exceptionally probably old. I'm waiting to find out if it's 10 to 15 years. And she's in pretty horrifying condition. And the vet's currently treating her. So we'll see what happens there. And I'll give updates on our community page for that. I'm going to be starting a channel about these cats. I know a lot of you are here for Section 8 consulting because that's the primary purpose of it. So I'm thinking about a name for that. And I will migrate most of the cat and the rescues that I have done for so long in this channel as part of my business to that. And to that effect comes the other thing. I spoke with our CPA today, and I will be forming a 503c nonprofit for a dual purpose. One for the cat rescues. These animals are my absolute responsibility. I don't expect anybody to spend one penny. But for those of you that have asked for that, that opportunity will be allowed. It'll take several weeks for this to be processed with EIN, DBA, and so on. And we'll see where it goes from there. The other respect to this is I don't just house and rescue cats, I rescue people that are also out there that may be losing their homes and other things. And this nonprofit will be addressing that as well. And that's because, in the real world, we all have to work. We all have to pay our lights, our bills, and other things. And I did this, I've done work with clients now for over 21 years. And through that process, the only way for me to stay around is to stay around and stay relevant is to be able to have a way to be able to bill clients for the casework because it takes so long to do this stuff. So the nonprofit will also be addressing those that are struggling to pay and other things. The cost of what it takes really to get people in housing, vouchers, research, and all the stuff that goes into this. So for those that have requested that and want to support that effort, that will be made available. So to serve a dual purpose. As y'all may know, I complained pretty big. I allowed payment plans January through March of this year for consulting services. I knew the risks that were involved. I know that it doesn't mean that necessarily low income people or people with very little income don't pay their bills, but there are some people that simply do not. And I was levied about $9,000 from people that accepted our services and did not continue to pay, despite them getting housing and vouchers. Okay, so I've removed that feature, and I'm going to be re-adding it, and we'll allow the payments now by mail, by check, to our company, Section 8 Consulting LLC. We'll also allow it, by cashier's check, business check, personal check, possibly money orders. I don't know. We're not going to be doing payment apps, all that scammy stuff. No PayPal, no Zelly and all that. I'm not doing any of that stuff. So it'll just be strictly that means written out to the company because I declared that with my CPA today. So mail payments will be an option out there. Also, I've explored the territory of Klarna and these other payment apps, which includes PayPal, Pay in 4, Klarna, and geez, what are the other names? There's so many payment apps out now, not apps, but so they have Affirm, they have Afterpay, they have Klarna, and some of the others. Y'all may know them when you purchase goods and services from stores and department stores. So I've been checking with these companies to see which, if any, would do that. And so that will be a possibility, possibly in about a month. I'm waiting for them to review our company's details And if they find sufficient evidence to be able to allow us to do it, we will. So I want to move back to the cat rescue because that's really the most important thing today. This is like, again, this video is not designed for specifically about housing today. So, when people do drugs and decide to have pets, it's a bad idea. The cat's old, have to be rescued. Now the law's been involved, and now they're going to go to jail. And then given the efforts that I'm probably going to put into this with my attorney, they'll be charged with felonies. Okay? Throwing hot cooking oil on a cat is not advisable. It means you have no moral center. Allowing a cat to the point of liver failure, kidney failure, to the point the cat's not able to drink or eat on its own, or it's lost most of its hair, that it's created by abuse. The cat now is mentally messed up. And so the cat has to find the will to live. And I've got probably a pretty big bill now. Looking at $500 to $700 a day. Most people won't spend that. They think that pet ownership is going down to the dollar store and buying a bag of bullshit until the cat expires. But the reality is, we have to learn as humans that life is important. Doesn't mean it needs to be sentient. Doesn't mean the cat needs to earn a living. But it's a big responsibility. And when you turn around and you become heinous and you do things like this, there's an especially dirty place that you're going to end up in this world. So for the benefit of most people listening to, I just say this: we will recover her and get her through it. I've dealt with some pretty severe cases. This is going to be a long one. A couple of months. Today she's being shaved to see the true damage. There's a lot of injury. If you hate the world and you hate yourself, then my advice is to take that meth pipe, crush it up in a bowl, and fucking throw it down your throat and choke on it, bitch. Really. I'm at a point where I'm ready to commit a crime myself. And then, this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and then plus a holiday, I couldn't get the cat to the vet, which bothered me immensely. Now she's there. Now she'll be on IB. And we've got to restore and convince her that this shitty old world that we all live in is still worth living in. Otherwise she's going to not make it. So that's a tough situation. But after we get her back today, and I might take her every day up to the vet, she'll spend all day there and hopefully start to do her recovery. And hopefully we'll start to see some good results. Now, moving on from that, I should be back up over that vet around 5 o'clock today. We'll be rolling out some more videos for those of you that need housing and those of you that are landlords that have big questions. And we'll see what happens in that regard. So I'm hoping to roll out. Looks like we got a few comments here. Adriana, this person deserves to have hot oil poured on them. Oh, I know. Trust me. Look, guys, y'all know me. Y'all know these 500 or 600 videos I've made, and y'all know that I've included these cats in it. And you've seen the devastation from people that just have lost all moral, all ethical center, And all these cats have recovered. I believe that this one will as well. I've had to convince her for a couple of days now. She don't have to leave. So yeah, I'm hoping that she'll pull through. Anyways, for those of you veterans, I'm going to make a video in regards to HUD VASH for Section 8 and hopefully help you get through that system. I know a lot of you deal with the VA, with your housing needs and all, and the VA can be a fickle machine. It's tough, it's difficult, and it doesn't always operate well, despite your willingness to give your life for our country. And so I'm going to try to unravel some of the hardships with housing, and for those of you that are United States veterans, including those that are in the Army and the Navy and that are Marines, that are United States Coast Guard, and those of you that have served in other ways for our nation, and have willingly signed up without knowing whether or not you would, live or die in the course of doing your action for this nation. So I'm hoping to address that. I wanted to do it yesterday, but I have to keep this cat very close in the bed all day long. And so it's put a bit of crunch on me and my company because, when animals are in recovery, they understand whether or not somebody's hurting them. They also understand who cares about them. If I just allow the cat to recover in a box in the closet or on the floor, there's no incentive for that cat to want to pull through. So you have to actually let them keep it close to you where it can almost smell you and understands that you don't want it to leave. So that's what we've been working through the last couple of days is trying to pump her little spirit up. And then, of course, Big Pop's my big orange when he got shot with a BB gun. When I catch that little child or that boy or that teenager or adult, it's going to be bad news for him. It's going to be real bad news. So what we did is I ordered cameras with infrared and all that. When I catch them, then I guess they'll have to do a little bit of jail time or whatever it takes. You got to teach children better than this. You don't shoot cats. Shouldn't be shooting anything, really. It's not like we're hunter gatherers. We don't actually have to go out and hunt down the buffalo. You're not intending on eating the cat, then don't shoot the cat. Don't ever shoot my cat. That's how I feel about that. So yeah, this is a ridiculous day and probably a crazy video, but I'd express it. So we're going to create the channel separate for the cats and pets and dogs. For those of you that love that stuff and talk about it extensively, we'll set up a nonprofit. And those of you that have an old dollar laying on the couch, you can contribute to that. That'll use be directly for it. There's no intent or will on my part to profit in any way from that. In fact, I've assumed the bills for this herd of cats for quite a while. I'd say my investments is usually between $3,000 to $10,000 a year, medical costs and other costs to keep all these rescues up. I honestly don't know how these nonprofits that do big cat rescues and all, I don't know how they keep up with the bills because I struggle with it. But that's my calls in life. That way, when I leave here and I take that last breath, I won't regret the life I've lived. I might regret the shitty world I've had to live in, but I won't regret the manner in which I've chose to spend my time helping people get housing, or the time that I've spent trying to control animals that have been abused that they don't need to die. So I know it seemed like a bit of a sad video. I don't want it to be sad, but we all have to hear the truth sometimes. So beyond that, I should have some answers back again about the payment plan stuff for those of you that are, interested in consulting services, and we'll see what happens from there. I think for that, looks like JB commented and said, "Hey, Maddie's Day, they save adoptions for this day." That's true. I need to look up all the pet adoption and pet rescue dates on our calendar to just see. I appreciate you bringing that up. So it's a big issue for me. Look, if you're born and you're equipped with empathy at the level that I have, then there's no natural course in life but to want to help people or animals or both, maybe even more. For the more extreme versions, some people will also consider trees and plants. But unfortunately, would be probably suicidal every time I had to mow the lawn if I considered killing leaves and grass. So I'll limit it to those things that are actually animals and humans for now. All right, guys, I've enjoyed talking with you. As bizarre and as strange as this video is, I just felt compelled to make it. Sometimes you just need to share it so it isn't such a great burden on yourself. Um, if y'all decide that you have questions or other things in relating to the actual subject matter that our channel mostly talks about, y'all have my email and information, and in virtually every video, you're always welcome to reach out to me and ask whatever questions you have. All right, guys, you try to enjoy your day, and the next video again will be about our veterans. And I wish to God I could have done it tomorrow, but the care of this cat's a lot right now. So I will respect and honor our seniors and our veterans probably tomorrow, and see what we can do towards the housing for those folks. Okay. All right. I've enjoyed seeing y'all briefly, and y'all have a great day. Bye bye.